joined in the studio once more by Tim Lee, not seen him for a good few months, and I've just heard a couple of tunes from his. I say new. I mean, it's new to me because you've just handed it me. Your CD. Is it new or has it been out a while?
It's only been out a couple of months, so yeah, it's pretty new.
Right, and it's called Hermit and the Not We.
Indeed.
Explanation.
Well, hermit obviously means someone who's kind of isolated, and not we means the same thing. I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan, and it's a term for the sort of outsider from that. And that's kind of how I felt when I was making the album. So, brutally honest.
There's a certain sadness there.
Yeah, a lot of the songs are quite brutally honest and quite introspective. So I thought it kind of fitted the songs well, that name.
Well,
and it's quite mysterious as well. A lot of people look at it and think, "What's that?" Which is
yeah, because the way the lettering is laid out, it's not how you would normally read something. But,
it's not the most obvious when you first see it.
Yeah, well, we'll come back to that later. But we last spoke just prior to the Nantwich Jazz Blues and Music Festival. Did you have a good festival?
Yeah, it was great. It was it was good fun. I've played a few sort of festivals locally around here that I've really enjoyed, like the Words and Music I played just before Christmas. Actually, no, I think it was about October. Actually, can't believe that's nearly
coming up soon.
It is.
Are you going to be there this year?
No, I'm not on this year, but I helped out a bit with the sound last year and played a couple of sets in Bloom, which was a really kind of intimate setting. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I'll definitely be popping along to see some people. I think Glenn Matlock's on, who obviously from the Pistols, which is one of my favourite bands. So I'll try and get down to see him, and I think Whispering Bob Harris is on as well.
Yes, so, he is, yes. Yeah. Regaling us with stories.
Yeah, and a couple of my favourites who I go along to see a lot, like Jonathan Tarpley will be there. I don't know who else for now, but yeah, check it out. It's looking good.
Yeah, I've not seen a list of who's appearing myself, so I've no idea. But it's usually very, very.
There's some good poets on as well. Helen Kay's a lot of fun. I don't know if you've seen her stuff. She writes poetry about chickens,
right?
Which is always good fun. And she introduced me to a really good poet last time. I was playing at a garden party a few weeks ago that she was at, and she brought along this Scottish guy called Callum Dyer, and it's one of the best sort of poets I've heard in a long time, so he's worth checking out as well.
Well, you were saying then about the intimate gigs, how you like those. So, are they the ones that you really like, even if it's just one man and his dog, where you just up close and personal?
It's interestingly enough, the last time I played Nantwich Jazz Festival before this time, it was on the Monday, which is like a bit of a ghost town because everyone's hungover. Yeah. And it literally was. I was in the White Horse car park playing to one man and his dog.
Yes, you told us about that one, yes.
Who seemed to like my music. So
yeah, but I mean, that's the extreme. But I mean, the smaller crowds where you can actually feel people are listening to the songs.
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely played both extremes, if you will. Played sort of bigger places where you can't sort of hear yourself, and others where you can kind of see the whites of people's eyes. I don't know which is more scary, really. Probably the intimate ones, but they tend to, if they go well, it's a good feeling, I think, to sort of connect with people one-to-one. Because that's how I've always loved music, you know, when it's got that personal connection with you. So
I mean, like I say, we were talking just prior to the Jazz and Blues, but have you had a busy summer?
I have, not musically, but no, I've been helping out. Talking of Jonathan Tarpley before, I've been trying to produce his band, the Blue Yellows, doing a couple of songs for them. So I'm just kind of trying to teach myself Pro Tools and how to do all that side of things, which I did on my own album as well. So that's been a bit of a learning curve. I've done that.
Is that something you've not done before,
then? Sort of bits and bobs, but I've always used like quite basic software, and that's more sort of industry standard. Although I still got it for free off a mate, but I
mean, without wishing to decry that kind of thing, that is the way things are going, isn't it? People can do it themselves on a laptop.
Yeah, definitely. It's that kind of punk ethos coming back in a way. You know, do it yourself ethos. You know, I like that. I like that people are taking it into their own hands, and I think sometimes I quite like that sort of production where it's not not 100%, because it can get a bit washed out in the production sometimes when you hear some pop or rock stuff in the charts or whatever. It's probably just my age, but it does seem very well produced, but you can kind of lose that. I love that sort of 60s, 70s thing where you can hear the mistakes. Like on early Stones stuff or some of the blues stuff or whatever. You can actually hear when they miss a note or whatever. And that gives you that live feeling,
Yeah.
So, it's sometimes better not to be as well produced.
Well, there's one, I've said it a few times in interviews with people of a certain age.
Yeah.
That there doesn't seem to be that vibrancy in music like there used to be. Back in the punk days, there were people trying to sort of put a message across.
Yeah.
And
I think it's out there still. I've seen a lot of bands with young guys that really excite me, but I think because of the industry the way it is at the moment, people are scared to take risks. So I think a lot of the most interesting music doesn't get through. Like there's a Manchester band I go and see a lot called the Madding Crowd, who are just amazing, like, and have that spirit in spades, But I think they're still unsigned, and they've been going for years, and it's the most exciting music I've heard in a while. And like the Blue Yellows and, Hayley Strangelove, and there's some fantastic local stuff out there that's really raw, powerful stuff. But I can kind of understand it from the industry point of view. I don't agree with it, but we're in a situation at the moment where people don't want to take risks. So you tend to get a bit of an identikit thing with a lot of music. Unless it's a more established band like, for instance, Radiohead. I've been listening to their new album a lot recently, and it's probably my favourite of their albums, and I've been listening to them since I was like 12, 13. So there's established people still making very interesting stuff. But yeah, it doesn't always get heard. No.
I mean, without getting into the politics of it, certain TV shows, they've destroyed music in some ways, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into that, but
I think there's always been that side to things. There's always been the sort of fabricated stuff from the Monkees onwards, but what I think music needs to have is light and shade. So you need to have the establishment and you need to have the alternative. And I agree, there's very little. Like, for example, a few years ago, there was all those riots, wasn't there? Mm-hmm. And so I'm not agreeing with that, but there's clearly a lot of frustrated youth out there, but the music isn't, so we could do with another punk.
There's no outlet for it.
Yeah, we could do with the sort of music that my generation would go, oh God, that's just noise. It's just rubbish. You need that. You need music coming through that's like that. And it's all a bit safe, like you say, at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was chatting a couple of weeks ago with Damien O'Neill from the Undertones.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying that...
I love that band. Brilliant band.
When they first heard the Ramones, that just changed their world.
Yeah, definitely.
That first album by the Ramones, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And it's very rare, very, very, very rare that you come across something that makes you go, oh, wow. Makes you sit up and take notice.
Yeah.
But let's not get into the politics.
Hopefully in time there will be.
Yes, there'll be a revival.
I'm optimistic still.
Well, you say you've been producing and getting into that side of things, and you've done this all yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I've produced it all,
even down to the artwork?
Yep. It's it was actually off in a little National Trust shop. They had like this little lens that you could put on your phone to do like microscopic shots. Right. And I got a bit obsessed with it when I got it, like a new toy. So all the shots on the album are all super close up of particular things, and the front cover is actually a TV. If you go right to your TV, that's what it looks like.
They're the pixels.
Yeah, it's like the red. What is it? Red, blue, green.
Yeah.
So and I like that kind of the media and all that sort of thing.
So, I mean, some of these songs, looking at the titles of them, you did them when you were here last time.
Yeah.
So, have these been on the back burner for a while then?
Yeah, I wrote them a while ago. It's taken obviously do it yourself takes a little bit longer, doesn't it? So it's taken me about a year to make, I think, just to sort of teach myself how to put it all together. So the songs in their raw form have been around for over a year now. I'm just in the process now of writing the next lot. So, but